Hey, Daz Dog, where you get the best dope on the markets. I am Al Palmer. What are we going to talk here today? We're going to talk commitment of traders. Okay. So, and I was just looking at this yesterday. They're releasing this every day now, these commitments, okay, because we were 6 weeks late because of the government shutdown, the Schumer shutdown. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go through here. So this will be as of November 10th, 1 month old now. We caught up on 2 weeks here. Okay, so in the middle of October, actually, just in general, because grains were a little bit later, I believe, we had major bottoms in the grains and we had major tops in the meats. Okay, in middle of October. Okay, I think it was October 17th in the cattle here. So when going forward here. This is soft wheat. This is Board of Trade here. They're still, as of November 10th, okay, right here. Specs were still short about 60,000, okay, and this is what they were. They covered 21,000 here. This is the hard here. They bought new longs, got out of new shorts, okay, that's all we're looking at right now. Let's see what the index traders are doing here. Because this will be, well, this is November. This will not be pre-squaring. Here we got in the wheat here, okay, you got the index players. Just think, nothing's cast in stone. These are got long-term players, okay? This is like inflation money, okay? This is where if you bought commodities, they'd stick you in here, okay? Here's corn here, 135 by almost 300,000 here. Bought 27,000. Add to this 38,000. They swung. Okay, buying 38,000 here in the corn as of the 10th. Here in the beans, they had already flipped. Look at this right here. Flippers. Bought 14,000, covered 1,000 shorts here. Commercial sold it up here on November 10th here. We're going to look at these charts here real fast. Okay, soybean oil here. They're still short, man. These guys, okay, so they're short 60,000 here. And we have broken here, okay, like right now. As a matter of fact, if anybody's looking to buy meal here, pay attention here. We're around the 50 level. It depends on what month we're talking, Jans or Marches. Here's the meal here, okay. They actually flipped long meal here. All right, meal was, if you recall, meal was making a multi-decade low here before the China, announcement here where they're going to buy beans. Okay, the only thing we assume over here, Dazdog, is the Chinese. They lie, they cheat, they steal, and they back out of grain contracts. Okay, i.e., we actually hit an olive line buy in beans the last 2 days, and meal actually, second time down, and crude oil actually. That's live right now. Okay, so here we got the, here's cotton, they're short, okay. Here's the hogs, okay, long 40,000, okay. And now here's the interesting part, live cattle, okay, so we got long 99,000, okay, minus 31, okay, so we got about 68,000 here. This is on November 10th, okay. This is already after those limit down days there, okay, so the funds have really gotten tagged. Their longs tagged. They really lost a lot of money here when cattle went from up 45% to plus 13.5% on the lows here 2 weeks ago, or a little bit, about 2 weeks ago. Here we got the feeder cattle actually long here. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. There's so long on the way down still. Okay, and then there's cocoa and here's coffee. So let's go through here, and okay, so what did we say on November 10th? Okay, so right about here, okay, this first thrust, okay, and then we go over here. Funds probably bought more beans here. Okay, this will be interesting when we finally catch up here on this, what was it, 70 cent break off top tick. Okay, to 10.95. These are olive line buys here. If, in fact, 4 people that are buying against this, okay, and what was, so corn, they were still short here. Here, let's see. Can I get it in there? Nah. Hang on. Here, let's look at crude oil here. Okay, look at this, man. What is this low? Jeez Louise. I got some bids down below here for a client here. Anyway, here, this was olive line 1 coming back down a second time here. This is horizontal blue. We can take that off. Okay, so this is what crude is looking like here. Crude and RBOB have nothing to do with one another, okay? You need to know more about that, get a hold of me. By the way here, just S&Ps here yesterday here, 6,900. Olive line sell, okay? We traded down to 68.17 half. Let's see if we got something. Let's see if we got a green down there. 68.15.32. It missed, okay? We can go from here to here, okay? So that's, this is where the, here, where are we right now? 72. So we're underneath this other olive line. Watch this one too here. If, in fact, this is a top, we are going into year end. But this is going to make for good trading. Good trading opportunities, okay? You know, we're here. From down here, what do we got? 69 to 1780 handles would be $4,000 per one lot, okay? If you sold it yesterday, okay, on this, okay, which I had a client that did. We did. And, so this is where we are right now. 68.72 here. 59.5 is another level here, but these are some levels going here in today. Here's silver. You know what? We know that the funds are long silver. I was just going to say, what they do in the S&P. So here's where we are in silver. Something's a little weird with silver here. I'm noticing it's the same thing with Bitcoin. I'm noticing we're up here, and each time we're showing like $1.50, $2 rallies on net change. Okay, meaning something's going on with settlement price where they're settling here. By the shorts, that the shorts are almost in my opinion, almost trying to keep this thing marked down. Because we got a derivative accident potential, okay? How do you get your silver bought? How do you get 50,000 of these futures contracts bought? So, in the cash. Okay, so, but conversely here, let's look at gold here. We're looking to sell gold on a rally after they cut. Okay, this was last night, 10:30 a.m. on the 10th. Okay, so that'll be the 11th time session here. This is where we closed. Okay, so here we got another one of these with these pink. As a matter of fact, let me draw one of these candle trend lines. Okay, so I drew this trend line here, and this is where it comes in. Okay, so it's drawn off this. Okay, and here's where it came in on this rally here. That last night here. What time was this? This is this morning here sometime. Oh, this is 2:30 a.m. Okay, so here's where we're playing. If you blow this chart up, you can see right here, 42.36. What's the low? 42.34. Okay, so $2 risk. Okay, and these are going forward here, and we're looking potentially on the downside. Okay, so the Fed is done, and and here gold is still going sideways. Okay, now listen, we could, you know what? Here we're up here by a couple top closes here, so this is not bearish. We're talking about trading. We're talking about trying to pick up. I don't know. You tell me. 2, 5, $8,000. Okay, per one lot. Okay, they're here. These opportunities are here. Maybe not in one day. Okay. But swing trades, okay? That's what we're looking for, swing trades. Look at that crude over there. I got a bid in down here against here. You know what? It's the second time. It's actually the third time down here against this, but I don't know. It's kind of like buy silver, sell gold. Maybe you're buying crude oil, selling RBOB, because that's the plan. Okay, we're gonna make it cheaper for people. Okay, so now RBOB's coming down here. We are gonna have a lot of bullish stuff here going in the first quarter here, like people saving $20 every time they fill up their tank. Okay, something to think about. Okay, as a trader, if you're a trader, or if you need somebody that thinks about the markets like a trader, get a hold of me. All right, let's finish up here. Okay, so that was on November 10th. Okay, we're talking about the cattle. Okay, so the cattle, they were still what? Long 60,000 was it? Okay, off memory here. So this would be right around, that's the 18th here, 13th. Okay, on this run up. Okay, as of right here on the 10th, okay, because this is where the CFTC takes it, okay? Is this a weekly? Oh, this is a daily. Okay, there. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, it is the big upswing. Okay, so this is where we closed steady on the month. Okay, and they were still long 60,000. Wow. Now here we are right back here. Okay, this is live here yesterday. Okay, we posted this diamond. Okay, this is a buy program that's still going on here. Okay, this is going to be key for traders. Okay, this is key. 28.26. 25.67. Okay, this is why it's the low, the low, the low. Okay, here you're trying to test it, the high. Okay, open above it. Okay, because to that guy, that's bullish. The money manager I'm talking about on the opening. Okay, higher low holds. Okay, and this is where we are. I want to sell this thing all the way up here on trades. Okay, I think you could sell it up in this area. Here we got this rising trend line here, 230.12. But I had something here last week. You sold it Friday MOC right here. Okay, this is the rate cut. So, this was working so far. Some of these months have taken out the previous bar's highs. Some have not. Okay, so and then here, let's just take a look at the feeder cattle. Doesn't matter. Here, this is how feeder cattle traded though here. I believe this is a 3-minute here. So this is the close. And you know what they did in the aftermarket? Because they cut at 1 o'clock is they went up and got stops. I had a client, a rancher, that through his commercial had sold it with a, 30-cent stop and got stopped out. All right, we're going to call this a wrap. So keep an eye on those S&Ps up there. We may have to get up there in the day session here, but you can see we broke 80 handles one time here. So if you need anything, email me, ARP@NASDOG, or just go over there and take a package here, and then email me also so I can start getting you charts delivered to your inbox with prices, levels, trend lines, necklines, candlestick trend lines, things you can use. Okay, let's go to trader, rule, adage, or excuse. The only reason I am lost, is because I have a good excuse. I couldn't afford to take the loss. That really should have a whole session on that. I should do a whole video on that. But that, in essence, tells you why you need to trade with risk stops so you don't become their bitch. And then you have to sell when you have to sell, not when you want to sell. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Always use a risk stop to stop the risk.